Hello.
Oh, yeah, hour 26 of this live stream. Oh my god, we started this at 4 o'clock yesterday.
Well, who knew there were 3.7 thousand robots?
We should have.
Look, look. Just because some crazy people out there insist on every single R unit, A unit, B unit, D unit, D2 unit from Star Wars, and every specific battle droid from episode 1, episode 2, Clone Wars episode. It's okay, Stuart. It's okay. But
So everybody's asking about season 5 of Strange New Worlds.
Oh
When
my
is our
God.
video coming out?
Any second, because a thumbnail.
Cool. We'll be able to go watch that.
Yes. Yeah, we can't fill 2 hours with that, so. Yeah.
No.
It's not a trailer. But if you want to super chat and have us talk about it briefly, you can. You guys power it. But, yes, our thoughts coming in a few minutes.
Cool.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Well, back to robots then.
Ribbits.
Ribbits.
Yeah, what did we learn from yesterday in our goings?
It's on the board. They can't see it, but there's still all the stuff from yesterday.
Mm-hmm. But what did we learn? Did we learn more about ourselves? Oh.
Not a thing. That Alexa's always listening.
See, I felt like I learned how to live, to be happy. You know, important lessons. I feel like we really grew yesterday as people.
Enjoy your sentience, because not everything has it. Yep.
Let me get sharing. Put in some ideas. I want to find the S's. I want to get at least 4 more S's. I want to double the S's.
Sure, yeah.
See you in a second.
And Raj says, did you see the trailer about Spaceballs 2 came out a few hours ago? Yes, it did. So did Sam. So yes is the answer. But yeah, we're going to continue our look at robots today. So by all means, super chat in. Super chats help us out immensely. So does joining the channel. There's a join button there on YouTube, or head on over to Patreon/Trekyards. You can help us there. Or just, super chat in. What's the droid you want us to talk about today? Droids, androids, robots, mechanical creations, not mech suits. So yeah, do the things. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and click that notification bell icon so you get notified when we upload. And also make sure you hit the like button. It all helps us out immensely. So do all the things. And yeah, I'm looking forward to continuing our discussion from yesterday. There were quite a few that were not mentioned that we will get to today, hopefully. And yeah, there's already a good smattering on the board, as you'll see when he decides to change the image, which he should probably just start out doing, but he didn't. So here we are. Thank you, Oliver. Good to see you. Good to see you, Raj, Dan, Donnie, DUI champ, all the regulars. We love you guys. Hopefully we'll have a good discussion today. I'm not feeling 100% today, but that's neither here nor there. I need my Android body, is what happened. This one's a little bit worn out and tired. So yeah, we will get into it and see what is going on in the world of robots today.
Robots. Yeah, so here's the list from yesterday. Stuart, we can take in turns on the lineup. So in S, we have Optimus Prime, R2-D2, Robocop, and the T-800 Terminator variant.
Sure. You want me to read off all the other ones?
Well, back and forth, yes.
But I don't want to. I'm doing something.
And in A, you got Iron Giant, Bicentennial Man, Crichton from Red Dwarf, K9, Isaac, and K2SO. And now my knowing the names is going to be reduced because they're less impressive. Robot from KOTOR, Knights of the Republic, Bumblebee, specifically from the Transformers Michael Bay, first set of films, the 80s robot gun laser turret man person thing that people know or don't know, a not at all sex move robot. I mean, Sutra. A robot from Rebels, who's a semi-famous Star Wars style, I don't know the name of because they're not that famous. Marvin from the 90s, Paranoid Android. The the Sung fake wife robot.
Yes.
In C, we've got the Inception robot. We've got me as a robot because, of course, we've got the robot from Power Rangers, the original Power Rangers. We've got a battle droid doctor, apparently. We've got Lol from TNG. We've got Peanhamper from... You killed the board.
I didn't do anything to the board. I'm actually doing something else right now.
I didn't do anything either. And it's back. Peanhamper from TNG, and then in D you've got a whole slew. You've got a comedy android C-3PO from Spaceballs. Speaking of Spaceballs! Not Data from the Not Star Trek fan film of the 2000s. You've got an anime robot with long ears, Ed 209, Marvin from the newer movie, which is not new but newer. Two different other Sung androids, Darja and Zoji. The probe droid from Star Wars. A random dude we've never seen before. Robot with a big head. And F, you've got a scorpion robot from Ghost in the Shell.
Ghost in the Shell. Yeah.
Another anime lady with long ears. An anime lady who's probably not a robot, we don't know. A Nintendo robot, joke robot. Martin Freeman's face robot. Another lady who's probably not a robot. And a lady who's definitely not a robot. So, several ladies who are not robots, because if it's not a robot or an android, it's going to be an F. As is the rules of the game. Lots of missing ones here, Stuart. I'm going to be honest. I'm missing a lot of famous robots I'd love to talk about. Where are they? Where are they? I don't know.
Don't know, but we got some super chats, so let's just get into it.
Excellent.
Olivia, $5. The robot from the old Lost in Space show. Yes, the environmental robot. Just called Robot, as if I recall correctly. No official name.
Yeah.
I mean, these are impressive to see in person. Seen full-size ones at Wonderfest. Lots of lights and flashiness going on. Very simple. But interesting claw hands. I actually have one around here somewhere. But yeah, I mean, don't know much about it. It's just danger, Will Robinson. But it's a classic for a lot of people. Very 1950s, 60s. It's very much a product of its time. And that kind of shows. I do like the construction of it because it doesn't indicate there's a person in there, even though there is. You can see where they can see through and where their arms are and stuff. But it's got tracks and treads on it. It's actually pretty interesting. I think they did it better in the Lost in Space movie. And then
put that in, guys. Put those. I'd love to do all three, Robbies.
And then the new series as well. So, yeah.
Well, he's an alien, not a robot. I mean, he's both, but he's not a friend. Yeah, never saw Lost in Space. A bit before my time. I say that because TOS. But I think he's not that simple. I think he's kind of big and bold. And yeah, taking away any head profile was a really good idea.
Yeah.
Maybe Little Person was using it to try and fit in. I don't know. That was a good way of changing proportions. Because it is taller than a person, but it's not like... Unless the guy's head is right up to the metal. I don't know if it was... I mean, I guess you could get a higher 5-foot person, right? Fair enough. No, it's cool. It's it's iconic for a reason. I don't think... Like, in the other Lost in Space, they entirely abandoned this as a design. They took the mannerism and the name, but nothing in this is certainly the newer one. I mean, the middle one, some, but not really. This is one of those ones that it's not lived past its original fan base. Like, there's no zeitgeist around this Danger Will Robinson, except the vocal, right? Not the actual design. I don't think, anyway, I would say.
Oh, there's a lot of builders that build these, though. Like, these are right up there with our Astromech.
The original fan base, exactly. Like, it's not been other media. Like, R2 can appear in random things. This version doesn't appear in Super adverts, you know? Small note, but let's look at the board, because I'm pretty positive on it. I think it's a reasonably good design. Obviously, had character.
Yeah.
I'd say B, honestly, from that.
Yeah, I would say B as well.
In a chunky way, I think he's got, Definitely characterful and definitely memorable.
Yeah.
Yeah, very nice.
All right. Next up, we got Dan Ben with 2 pounds
Ooh.
pit droids from Star Wars. Now these things transform into like a little. Well,
Cap
they don't
thing?
transform. They rest like a hubcap almost. Yeah. And they're just designed to be that pit droids. They work on the equipment. They work on the pod racers. Very versatile. They are mechanics. We see them in the Mandalorian as well. And yeah, they're small. They can get into tight spaces, and they work in packs usually. So
Yes, they're
really interesting design.
shockingly sentient.
Yeah, yeah, really interesting design. So
Like, I assume they're such that they were much dumber when they originally were made, and then because the Star Wars just keeps the same tech, the longer they live, the more weird they get. So it literally seems like they punch each other and throw things at each other. Like, there's serious character to them where they really shouldn't be, you know? But that's a lot of the Star Wars robots. They're all kind of just a bit weird. But I like the design. It is more Battle Droid than I remember. Now I'm looking at it in this context. I wonder if it was not necessarily made by the same people, but, you know, I see a lot of the same structure. It's the head that's different. I always thought the head was quite good. Well, interestingly, very similar to the camera that goes around them in the Senate as well. I don't know. I think it's a good design, but it's more what it does that's interesting, not the design itself. If that makes sense.
yeah, for sure.
I'm middle. I'm mid. What are you thinking?
Probably C for me, honestly.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's got more. They got more personality than the probe droids. So yeah,
Yeah.
I'd say C.
Yeah. Nice. Nice.
All right, next up we got the ABC Warrior
Ooh.
from Judge Dredd, and Sussy Guru threw in €5 for that. This is a cool one. I always love the look of this guy. Very much a brute,
Yeah, seriously.
and it very much looked good in live action.
Yeah.
It's nothing I would want to tangle with. Let's put it that way. It's got that bodybuilder physique, the squared off head, like Arnold Schwarzenegger. It's got. I don't know if they were making fun of Arnold Schwarzenegger, because they still having their rivalry back then. Him and Stallone.
This is right in their rivalry. Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know if that's the case, but I mean, it's based on the comic books and stuff. So I think that translated really well. It has a lot of exposed things that you wouldn't think this would have, but it is an older droid, I believe. That's part of the storyline. It's from a time before, and it's been kept alive or brought back.
Yeah, I've only seen that film 1.5 times. I remember liking it more than people talk about it. I am the law. That's great. That's a great line read. Right? What more do you want? He's the law. Sorry, I like that line read. Yeah, I mean, I think he's close to Ed 209 than he is to RoboCop.
For sure.
I think he's more of a mechanical tank. But if I do recall from the film, he does do some things that are more independent than just following orders.
Yes, so I think he's more of a C category, because I think he's higher than Ed 209. Plus, the look is quite phenomenal, honestly. And the practical effects they used to do it were impressive. So,
yeah, I would agree. I think Ed 209 is classic in a very different way.
Yeah.
But yeah, this looks cool for sure. And yeah, the amount of work on circuitry and stuff, it's just effort. So much effort by the team, you know?
Yeah, so we'll put him at B. Although you
Oh, I thought you said C. I thought it was...
sorry, C. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
My brain's not braining. One below Ed 209.
Yeah, but a good parallel. And guys, if I want to put in any more Terminators, because there's a poll, if you want to read it out, Stuart, I'm eager to talk about Terminators.
Okay, which is the better design, T800, T1000, or TX? All right.
Only one has a bosom.
Well, that wins automatically.
I mean, we'll see.
I mean, the T1000 could. And did.
Yeah. And did. Did it?
Yeah, when he was the stepmom.
Oh, yeah. You're right, you did. Yeah, great scenes. Great scenes.
I actually went through his mouth. He was drinking the milk.
Yeah. I was just.
Oh,
I was doing improv, okay? I wasn't really paying attention where I was stabbing myself in the face. Sorry, Stuart. I wasn't being canon accurate.
gotcha. All right, Dan Ben, 2 pounds, mouse droid from Star Wars. These little things that just
Yes.
run around, little remote controlled toys, essentially. In the universe, they deliver information, I believe. They're like sending data from one part of the ship to the next. And yeah, it's basically just a shell on a RC car. They have a little bit of personality. They kind of scream and squeal and run away from things. It's, yeah, I've never really thought too much about them, honestly, but they are droids, so yeah.
I've always been intrigued by
Uh,
these because they're the simplest thing possible, but they give them shocking amounts of personality in the film. And like, their boxes. I, what, what are they doing? Right? It's easy to send data via the computer, but I can imagine secrets you would send by this, but then also people just grab them, but then they
well,
skirt around. Like, it's such a odd. Like, what the hell is this meant to do?
well, they did multiple things. They're actually called MSE 6 droids,
Sure.
just shortened to mouse.
Yeah.
But they did small repairs, delivered messages, and acted as guides for anybody coming aboard
Guides.
that needed to
Yeah,
be
yeah.
shown.
I've
Yeah.
done that before. That's
Um,
such a weird job role, but it, you know, I mean, they had personality. They knew not to attack people. They made noises. I mean, I think they are as much a droid as some other droids are. It is just a box, though. So the question is it C or D? Because it is just a
it would
box.
be, I think it'd be D.
Yeah,
It would fit in that category, I
I do
think.
like them though, for as daft as they are. It's just a fun little thing that George did. It's just like another good. I mean, I don't know if he necessarily personally signed it fully, but he had a fun little idea there.
Yeah. Definitely outside the box thinking for a droid,
While being in a
because
box.
while being a box.
While being a box.
Yeah.
Very nice.
All right. Next up, we've got Olivia with $5.
Thank
Jinx
you,
from
Olivia.
Space Camp.
I've heard of this, never actually seen it.
Is that this one?
Yes.
Yeah, I've never seen Space Camp either.
Okay.
Um, which is odd. You'd think I would have. But yeah, so it's a NASA bot. And it looks pretty simple, but I'm not sure what it's capable of because, like I said, I haven't seen the movie. The design's interesting and kind of real worldy, like something that they might have now. So that's kind of cool. Um, yeah, I have not much else to say, honestly, because I don't know what it's capable of.
I think I've seen part of this movie when I was young. Kids go to space camp and this thing is there, and then they like it more than it necessarily needs to be liked as a robot. But it's got a shocking amount of personality,
Yeah,
and it's a cool design. It's definitely different, although it reminds me of the probe droid from Star Wars' up antenna.
yeah.
I mean, it's kind of like that. But yeah, we don't really know it enough. If we like the film, but I mean, D is certainly fair because without knowing much about it, it's
Yeah,
it's
that's why the guy from Terrahawks is there, because we just don't know him. He must have been popular enough, but
yeah.
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 Yeah,
And
I think D's fine.
A51 Space Camp, one of my favourites as a kid. Yeah, I'm sure. Everyone has their favourite.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. Okay, I guess R2D2. But did you have any favourite robots when you were a kid? Like actually as a kid? Because I'm trying to think if I had any.
Yeah, mine was basically just R2D2 and Bobu, this guy from Clash of the Titans.
Yeah, of course.
Um,
For
I liked a
me,
lot of the astromech. I even liked R2D5
yeah.
from Star Wars. I just like the astromech vibe. So I've always been a fan of the astromechs.
I've never been the biggest. Like, oh, when I was a kid for robots. I like robots perfectly fine, but I don't think any particularly stand out as being like, whoa. Like even K9 doesn't really grab me. Like it's good, not in that like personal nostalgia way. Honestly, the closest might be the T-800 skeleton, which is ridiculous as a kid. I always liked that design.
Yeah.
But that's a ridiculous thing to say. I was young, but that's okay.
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I can't think of any others that really popped out.
Was
Oh, Maximillion from Black Hole is up here. He always struck me. I always loved the look of that robot. He's kind of an asshole in the film, but
Deep Red.
yeah. Vincent and old Bob, they're interesting designs too, but I liked Vincent's personality, but I wasn't a big fan of his design. So yeah, I remember as a kid really liking Maximillion and wanting a toy of Maximillion, and they had them. I never got one of the original ones though. So
Aren't we in such a wonderful world where everything has a high-end commercial toy replica?
yeah,
You can just kind of get anything, and it's amazing. It's like my dad said recently with the new one company tricorder, he would have like killed for this when he was 17, 16, 20, 12. Like, just like, that is the ultimate level of like, it works. It is.
Yep.
Where were they when he was young?
Stuff we always said when we were young. Wish we had that. Maybe one day.
It's impossible.
Yeah, maybe one day. But I see manufacturing. I mean, to choose something that nice back then would have been astoundingly expensive.
Mm. Well, like I said, the Black Hole had toys, so they had a Maximilian. I know I still haven't got the original one, but I've got many since that have come available. So yeah, a lot of them are hard to find because you didn't have internet, or you didn't have access to the internet. So you had to like look at your stores or your catalogs that were near you, and yeah, getting the stuff or asking for it for Christmas and your parents not knowing what the fuck you're talking about, uh, made it difficult to get some of the stuff back then. So yeah.
Yeah. Although, what even if you were like rich, like, could you? I mean, I'm sure you could, but I wonder how much it would cost, like, hire an actual. If you were in the '60s and you had, for that age, $1 million a year income, which would be horrendously, a lot then. If you just hire some guy to make a TOS tricorder, how good could they make it as a private build? I wonder. Anyway, next. Sorry.
DUI champ $5. Any interest in coordinating a mass fan write-in campaign to Akiva Goldsman and Henry Alonzo Myers, or whoever that Stranger World 1701 needs to become TOS 1701? No, not really. They should fucking know that, and we've said it enough on our channel that I'm not going to coordinate any goddamn thing. If you want to do a petition, they're not going to fucking listen to it. They're not going to pay attention to it. So no, that's my take on that. Sorry, a little jaded.
It's funny, when Prodigy was cancelled and fucked over, I dropped everything in my life and made a fan film. When Odex was cancelled, I dropped everything and made a fan film. When Prodigy was fucked over, became on Netflix, I made a fan film. I'm making a fan film for this year?
Nope.
Why is that?
I have no idea. Because it'll just be disappointing because they're not going to do it.
I just don't feel the same inclination. Stranger Worlds, great show. Really got its time in the sun. Really gave us a great job. We've still got 3/5 of it to come. We've not even seen half of the show.
Yeah, I'm glad they're not going to be overstaying their welcome or stretching it. So,
well, it's like imagine being in Enterprise and being in season 1 and saying, right, they've got 4 seasons, and you're the middle of season 1, it got cancelled. You've got 3 more years, 3 more seasons. Like, there's a lot more to come, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I don't feel strongly enough to make a fan film on it because it's way more expensive than the Project Low Decks. I'm pretty sure 2 episodes of Stranger Worlds is like the budget of an entire Low Deck season.
Yeah.
Maybe 3 or 4, but like it's not even close. So the idea of bringing back an animated would be able to be cheaper versus you'd have to commission that way earlier. I wouldn't be surprised they did a movie before the end of the 5-year run. But then once they destroy the sets, they're not going to do anything. Not going to ever build more sets for it because that's too expensive. But they might use them again. And I wouldn't be surprised if they give them to Academy if it gets more seasons, and say, kit bash them as much as you want, because that's like millions they'd have saved in set budget. Kind of like when they built Defiant for DS9. Season 3 of Academy, we get a full ship. And it's just a redress of the Stranger Worlds.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I'm not making a fan film for that. I have 0. Go. As much as I like Stranger Worlds.
They'll either do it or they won't. They know they should. Everyone knows they should. So we'll see how it goes.
Well,
That's how it would be nice, but
well, and also remember the new companies taking over. Like
yeah,
they don't own Trek anymore.
Skydance.
So anyway, that company might want something different. Like I'm guessing contracts for 5 years. Like you're built in for 5 years, but then cancelling that would mean a penalty, which is fine. So they're doing the 5 years, but then Skydance takes over this year. So which means they're still filming Stranger Worlds contractually until well after that. So if they decide we're going to commission more, they could unannounce it. They could renew it. They could announce a TOS spin-off. You know, it's a really, really interesting thing to gauge fan reaction and then say, well, yeah, of course, we're going to, it's fine. We can order 3 movies. So it's a very unique position. Kind of the reverse of Prodigy, who got butchered into not having a show. They've got lots of leeway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, but moving on.
Yes.
We got Susiguru 2000 with €5. The robots, the Robos from the show Riptide. Heard of the show, but I'm not aware of anything. Is that this orange one?
I think so.
Okay.
I've done so many. Let me go double check. I got to
Yeah, don't know enough about this, unfortunately. It does feel like an alien design almost, like they're emulating an alien body type, but don't know enough about it. Seems like a bird-like thing as well. So
I feel like I've seen it.
I feel like I have too, but
I mean, certainly memorable, but also it looks like a prop. You know, it doesn't feel like a robot. I know that's obviously as a picture, but I wanted a full scale versus a shot of the head. Yeah, it just feels like a low budget English TV show. Like we have to make a gimmicky robot friend, and it needs to be orange or make it look sort of like a parrot in the sense of the head. But I can see it being like a. It speaks like this. Hello, children. We're going to learn about science today, and on space. Like that's what I see from this. I don't know. That's probably 100% wrong, but that's what I see.
Same. Yeah. Don't know enough about it. I'm going to probably just say D.
Yeah.
It is a unique design, but...
I mean, it's bold to make it bright orange. We've had a couple of bright oranges in this. Oh, guys, put in some S's. We let you guys decide. Give us some S's. You can stack the deck if you want to.
There's still a lot of them out there.
Yeah.
All right, let's see if there's any more that it could be S. You got Susiguru 2000, €5. Mr. Handy from Fallout.
Fun design.
I watched the Fallout series. I've never played the games. But yeah, this isn't ringing a bell with me. It does seem like it's a help around the house kitchen kind of droid or a robot. So, but yeah, unfortunately, I've never played the game, so I don't know if it is prominent in those or if it's just from the series.
Well, Fallout's one of the very few shows where it respected the source material and just used it. So like everything in it is almost a 1-for-1, which makes it very refreshing to watch. It's like, oh that. Very nice. It never happens. It's like Halo. They're like, we'll do that and then also ignore it by all the story beats that are just wrong and made up. It's like, okay. Yeah, Mr. Handy is because Fallout is an extremely good franchise. It's the I was going to say 40s or 50s aesthetic, but as if they developed nuclear power or I think it was fusion power early, and they continued that tech in that line, but more advanced. So everything's as classic aesthetic. Mr. Handy is a very interesting. He looks sinister, I would say.
I mean,
especially as the arms, because the arms aren't what it's got propulsor lift, so the arms go up and do things like make a toast or stab you. So it's like and the eyes obviously can glow horrible things. So it's a really good design that, as a flying butler, he's like, hello, I'm Mr. Handy, and today we're going to do this, and he can hold you toast, great. Or he can fly at you and start trying to kill you with his claws and his horrible speech. And because every Mr. Handy in the game that I've fought against, they're not very hard, but they're still themselves, but like corrupted through time, so they're just dickheads. but still the initial funny programming, which is quite charming. In the
Okay.
in the TV show, spoilers of course, those who haven't seen it, it's helping the medical unit or drug people run a helper, and it's like, oh, you want some help? Come here, and I'm gonna harvest your organs. Stay still, it'll be great.
Oh, okay. Now I remember. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And it's just fun. And I think
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
Matthew Berry. What was those? Oh, no, this won't hurt at all after I kill you.
It kind of reminds me of Badgie a little bit. Can I teach you a lesson? It's like so sinister.
Much better done though, because the line is
Yes.
it's dry humor.
Yeah.
Great design, really iconic, like for its own little. That's so unique, isn't it? It's so simple, but it's so good.
It's utilitarian.
Yeah, but still a bit sci-fi because the movement of all the pieces is really nice, like flowing. I'm at least a B on this because there's so much little beats that I've played with this, and it's a really good little robot, and it's shockingly self-aware. Yeah, I'd say high B. I'd say it's better than most of them B because I think it's just such a distinctly efficient design.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just funny. There's a lot of good lines.
Yeah.
Very nice, guys. And you thought you were going to trick us by doing a Fallout. Ha-ha! Ha-ha.
Yeah.
Can't trick us.
All right. Well, hit that like button, guys. We have 13 likes with 16 people here. Let's try to get to 20.
Ooh.
But moving
Right
on
now.
to the next. Got Olivia with $5. Lost in Space Robot from the recent TV show. This was a good reimagining of the robot. It's kind of somewhat based on the Lost in Space movie one a little bit.
More so, yeah.
Yeah, I love the face with like the star pattern and like the nebula look in there. Very interesting design and get some bad ones as well. So,
Do you?
I think so. Yeah, I need to get. That's another series I need to go back and rewatch again. I kind of half pay attention sometimes when I watch these. But yeah, I thought the design was very unique and scary, yet and yet not at the same time. It's an interesting take to not have a face. And I think it came through really well. The armor, the body looks really good. It does just feel like a suit of armor or like a space suit, but it absolutely works 100%. So yeah, no, I like it. I really enjoyed that series. And yeah, it's one I do need to go revisit again. But I thought it was so unique because yeah, as you said, the original one is cool, but nobody really carries that look on. And I think even for the movie, they just changed the design of the robot so drastically. Um, you could make the original one work in a restyled form, I think, and I don't know why they haven't tried. They just every time they do it, they just do something completely new and different. But this one is really good. I like it.
Well, I think it's one of those things where it does feel dated. You could make that charming, which I think the movie one is. It's the same concept, but entirely different. But it's the same concept. Yeah, this is such an odd one because he is a robot, but he's also a synthetic life form. So he's more attuned to a peanut hamper because it's not a robot. It's a alien that's a living organism, a living cyborg. So it's a really, really interesting case. And yeah, no face, great. We had to have LED tech that was bright enough for it to work on set. It's all practical, right? And the fact that it's a guy in it, but it's obviously weird proportion because I think some of it was also a mannequin because his proportions are weird and therefore it's not just a guy in a suit. He's too tall, he's too lanky, and his arms are really long. So it's all out of whack. I'm pretty sure the head of the person goes up to like the torso. So your brain knows it's not a human sized or shaped or proportion.
Yes.
But it's like pushing what we associate we can do, and so it kind of like works.
It gives Uncanny Valley vibes for sure with the way they designed it, and gives you that ick factor, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also, it's sort of like, oh, it's fine because as soon as he puts his arm around you, oh no, it's safe. A person's holding, like, protecting me. It works both. And then when it transforms with its evil stingers, it's like, oh my god, because yeah, they are vicious as hell, and they go kill mode.
Yes. Yeah.
Design wise, it's like it's so unique, right? It's so different. It's a proper. I mean, I'm sure that cost like $500,000 to make. or like, you know, $250,000.
Yeah.
Like it's good. It's so like nicely crafted and built and all this stuff. It's such an expensive looking thing. But what the hell do you compare it to, right? It's like nothing in S, A, or B. It's so unique, right? And it doesn't speak either, really.
No, but it gets its point across.
Absolutely. And it's a hell of a character arc. Some dumb stuff too, of course, but it's a TV show, so it's allowed to. Yeah, what are you thinking? Because it's so unique.
I'm personally thinking A. I don't know if it's
Yeah.
got the gravitas to quite be an S, and a lot of people
Yeah.
don't know about it. But if you watch the show, you're really impressed by it and its characteristics. So I want to say A.
I think it's just such a unique piece of, yeah. This is where budget does help. Expensive suit, higher ranking. It's like, yeah, does kind of help. But yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, it has two modes. It can shoot. It can do all those things. It can, yeah, a lot of stuff going on with it. Yeah, yeah. That's
Yeah.
and is that okay? No, we've had three new ones. I was trying to think, what's the newest A? No, we've had three designs that have legacied past the original classics. Okay, good, good. I hope that.
Yeah.
These are all just the classics. Very nice.
DUI champ, $5. Can't believe I'm saying this,
Oh.
but my wife binged Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and one episode had a Buffy android. It was dumb as hell, but it's a robot.
Yes.
This is her there.
I think that's actually quite a good episode. Like in a dumb way.
Yeah, but it's just Buffy with a naivety, if I recall correctly. Um, I don't even.
I think Buffy was cute back then. You know, cute
Eh.
points.
Nah, I never liked Michelle Gellar. She's not attractive at all to me.
Damn.
Yeah.
There you go. Sorry, Michelle. You can't.
Yeah, she's watching. I'm so sorry.
Yeah. And like he's Canadian, sorry. Like he's properly sorry. You know, just for you.
Yeah.
Just for you. I mean, nothing to dislike.
No.
Go for give her the D.
I mean, you want to. I certainly don't want to.
It's not that bad. Oh, it's kind of. I mean, the fact that they could make this in what 2000 and, you know,
Yeah.
a bit of a stretch that people at the time could assume people could make robots. But hey,
Robots.
if people bought it, then people bought it. And I'm fine with that. Hey, good shout. And there's guys that there are some fun one-offs for sure.
Yeah. All right, Olivia, $2. Ben from Treasure Planet.
Still never seen it. Marie loves it.
It's been ages since I've seen it. And I don't recall the character Ben, but there he is. I mean, you can kind of see him through. He looks like a definitely made for kids kind of comedy relief character. Very skeletal. It's an interesting design. Again, trying to emulate like a human form. Kind of looks like the prequel C-3PO, honestly, the body anyway. Yeah, it's a cutesy kids thing.
Yeah, he feels, except I like the eyes being so big. He feels by the numbers, but not in a bad way.
Yeah.
So I get what they're trying to be. But I think he's a better design than Pit Droid. He's more interesting.
It's kind of the same design.
I
just with
agree.
a different head.
But the interesting sake of one, we don't know. But I think the design works slightly better on him. So I'd say C for they're very similar, but I think he's, yeah.
Sure. I'm sure he's quite memorable in the movie, but
yeah,
it's been ages since I've seen that. We'll put him at B for now, then.
C. He went C. No, I said no. He's slightly better. Like same rank.
Oh.
But, yeah. No.
Oh, I thought you were saying he's better than the Pit Droids.
He is slightly. Sorry, sorry. I thought I'd made that clear. Yeah, they're very similar, but he's slightly better as a like I prefer. Well, I certainly prefer the Dread robot. And Pete Amber's cooler. There's a lot more stuff going on.
All right. Well, hit that like button if you haven't already, guys. We're still not at 20 yet. We're only at 15. I think we could probably hit 20. But keep the good ideas coming. There's some interesting ones for sure. Sesiguru 2000, €5. The Mensch from Metropolis. Yeah, the Metropolis robot is what I call her.
Yep.
Uh,
Oh, Sasaguru. I literally got that as a side one just so I could put in case. And he threw it in as well. Boom! Well done, you. Very good.
yeah.
Very nice.
I mean, Metropolis, it's another movie I haven't seen in a god awful long time, but the design of the robot for the time was very like pushing the limit and cutting edge. It's inspired a lot. It's inspired C3PO. It's inspired a lot of different robots over the years. So it's a nice feminine form, very smooth, very sleek. It doesn't have a lot of quote unquote robotic elements to it. It feels like a almost like a living statue with the way it's kind of sculpted. And I think that was something that at the time when you thought robot, you didn't think that at all. So I think they definitely kind of jumped the line as far as what how to perceive that. And it was something that you'd never seen before. So for the time it was absolutely amazing. It still is. The design still really holds up. And like I said, having inspired so many other robots that came after it, that's just
Yes, Dan.
got you got to thank it for doing what it did.
Any robot or android from any sci-fi or non-sci-fi, yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Just be a robot or android or
Yes.
tank and get F. You're welcome to put that in if you want to.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, this is such a unique. This is the first zeitgeist of sci-fi, right? Like Metropolis is not a sci-fi except this element, and because it's Frankenstein with a sci-fi twist before science
Yeah.
fiction was really a thing. So it's a robot Frankenstein, and it created everything else. And clearly, C3PO is a lovely homage rip-off to this. That's okay, but yeah, this is a shockingly good design. It is both. It had to fit a person, so it has proportions, but it's been kind of like, why are there two rings on the breasts, and why are they sort of flat? Like it's not right. Why is there a random V on the you know, there's stuff, there's interesting stuff. These bits, like there's layers of weird that go on top of a person that misproportion it, but still does have the real of a person. And it does both. And I can't remember the film enough to know if it speaks. It also might have been a silent film.
I think it was a set.
I think that's right. Oh no, it's maybe subtitles. But I think it's a shockingly good design. It was a basic design, like literally basic. It's almost as if they someone painted it as part of like H.R. Geiger, right? He painted something incredible, and they hired him to make something specific, as if someone painted potential, metallic figures, and then they, like it has a certain art to it that is unusual. Art first, robot.
Art Deco, yeah.
Yeah. I think this should be an S. Honestly, I think it's
I do too.
a strong design that's actually shockingly holds up for being 75, 80 years old.
Yep. And like I said, it influenced so much that came after it. It's kind of an important piece.
It's just a good design, though. It just is a good design. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well done.
Yep.
Hey, Mark. Good to see you.
Well, we added a $5 super chat to get our last super chat over the $5.
Oh.
Thank you.
Oh, well, let's throw in, since there's not one there, let's throw in a classic I want to talk about. Bender.
Oh, God.
Yes.
Yeah,
Bender.
baby. Bite my shiny metal ass.
I hope to feel that Futurama is still remembered as fondly as we all felt at the time. It's way cleverer than Simpsons, way less rude than American Dad and such, and it could do anything story-wise. It did everything story-wise with some amazing, absurdly good stories. I mean, it was zeitgeist upon zeitgeist of good story, with a cast that's phenomenal, and Bender is a horrible character. He drinks beer to run. He smokes because lol. He's strong. He's stupid. He's cowardly. He has a TARDIS level gut. Anything fits in there, and that's one of the jokes. His eyes can come out. He can play basketball with his own head, even though it can't bounce, but it can bounce, I guess. He can pick up antenna stuff with his prong. He can screw things. The list of things he can do is so much, and all he is a robot designed to do this.
Bending robot, yeah. Bender.
Because they're better than industrial machines. They now have robots to replace the industrial machines that do the same role. I
Yeah,
mean, one of the most fleshed out robots in sci-fi history, surely, right?
absolutely. Yeah.
Like, substantially more fleshed out. What do you think of Bender?
All the things you said, I love Bender. He's got an attitude that just absolutely is amazing.
You'd be
He's
best
not
friends,
as
wouldn't you?
probably he's not as assholish as he at first seems. He's kind of got some feelings and he likes his friends. So I mean, you wouldn't expect that necessarily with the way he kind of comes across, but yeah, and it's the typical design as well. It's very Buck Rogersy 1950s design. It's simplistic beyond simplistic, but it absolutely works in the context. And would I design a robot like that? No, I would never even consider designing a robot like that. But it's fantastic. The eyes having all the robots have square pupils to differentiate them as robots, which is neat. And yeah, I like how the eyes come out and the multifunctions that he has. Um, I like his doppelganger as well, which I can't remember his name right now, but he's got the little goatee magnet. Um, yeah, I know, right? I was trying to think of it while you were talking. Um, but anyway, yeah, he's absolutely, I think, an S just for the amount of media he's been in, and just the overall character as a whole uh, has done a lot of really cool stuff with such a simplistic design. So,
Yeah, he is. I think what really makes him work is that he's animated, so they can have this and this so unbelievably expressive that counterbalances the you can draw it as a silhouette in less than 30 seconds design, because therefore you're getting all that it's like the Lion King, right? They're just lions and tigers, but the emotion they're generating on the face, that's what pulls that over into being, wow, what
yeah,
a character. Whereas the new Lion King, they do that and it just, wow, nice looking lions, but the character work is like under half as good. So he does that in spades, even though the design doesn't really make sense based on what we see in the show, but it's not trying to. It's yeah, I think S for just character work is just astounding. Um,
yeah,
and being able to see him be AI controlled and then go back in the future and blow up a building and then save himself and then freeze himself and then go forward and just convoluted bullshit and having girlfriends and just there's too, you could not summarize his plot, right? There's too much.
yes. Got a lot of
Uh,
on-screen time and a lot going on with them. So yes.
and I saw it was one of the few shows I was there at the start and like remember seeing it as being a big deal, so I remember it really like at the time. I remember the big reveal of living with Fry for like a good season in
Yeah.
his cupboard, and then opening up to the room, the actual, because he's just in the entryway of the house, and and it's like it's such a huge retcon,
Yeah.
but like it's so great. And then from then on, Bender sleeps in the entryway, the cupboard, and he sleeps, and they have an apartment. It's lovely, and it's just like, oh, he's a weird one sleeping in the cupboard of my apartment, which is the box. And it's just like, oh, such a tremendous reveal. They're just really clever, that show.
Yeah. Is his evil doppelganger Rodrigo? Is that it?
I think that's his middle name. It does not ring a bell. Bender's evil twin. I don't know. Flexo!
What? Oh, yes. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. All right.
Hey, put in some
Moving
Futurama ones, because they've got some good robots.
Calculon. Uh, Area 51, $5. Let's try Data, see where he goes. Well, he's an S. Like, there's no other way to get around that. We wanted S's, you're bringing the S's. Yeah, Data's like Bender. There's so much going on with the character. And we've seen right up to Picard season 3 now, where he's got feelings and emotions and he's got a new body. He has been a fantastic addition to Star Trek, and he is absolutely a lot of people's favorite character. They love him. I love his dry humor or his attempts at humor. There's so much going on with Data. Where do I even start? Like, he's an S. I'm just gonna put him in S, like right away, because he's an S. Unless you want to knock him down, giving me that look like he doesn't belong in S. Come on now.
Look,
Plus all his brothers. We got Lore. We got Before. Come on.
exactly, all of his brothers, all two of them. Yeah, no, I mean, the greatest journey of any sci-fi robot Bender had more to do, character work wise, but he had more episodes, as silly as that sounds from TNG. The T-800 had a more development in short time, but that's just the storyline. Yeah, Data went from being a very capable Data to being a synth organic with the best mix of both after dying more than once.
Yeah.
Because stupid writers who did stupid things. One of which was Brent Spiner, kind of. Oopsie. Yeah. So to have that, as we've always said, ending a character in Trek can really like hurt the legacy. To know he's happy and lived on makes his death feel more meaningful now. Oddly, you could actually reverse that and say it took it away, but knowing he sacrificed himself and still got what he always wanted with his friends makes it so much sweeter, makes it so much more real than he died. Okay, it's more satisfying, right? And that last scene with Joy was wonderful, etc. And tremendous acting. Brent is not like him. Brent is very different. Brent is some guy with a dry sense of humor. Data is not, he's about the jokes, but it's just not. And then I have makeup pretty flawless. And he's a flawed character, right? He can be turned off. He can be bested. He can be, logicked. He's not perfect, even though he is absolutely like 7 of 9 a god character. But he doesn't treat himself like a god character, which is partly why he's so endearing, right?
Yeah.
Because he could and has taken over the ship in minutes.
Yes.
Yeah. But he's not a flotation device until he is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cheeseoid. Love it. Love it. Love it.
All right. Sessigura 2005 Euros. The Geth from Mass Effect. I take it that's this one.
Yes. Right, you tell me design-wise, and I'll go into history after.
Oh, the design's fantastic. Very alien-like, but still humanoid. It does, again, feel like a suit of armor, like a soldier kind of vibe, but just first time seeing this, honestly. And I like the color scheme. I like the blue glows. But yeah, it feels like a suit of armor, but it still has that very alien vibe to it. But yeah,
like a misproportioned armor because the person couldn't fit in it really. Like just, you know what I mean?
yeah. Other than that, I don't know anything about them. There's a few coming up that I'm like, I don't know what to say because I don't know anything about it.
Yeah,
So.
Geth are great. Geth is a race that was designed to be the. I haven't played Mass Effect in a while, but I'm trying to remember. Geth are an alien race who were made to be basically Cylons, made to be a servant class of another race, and then they rebelled, but are a bit vicious. But they're proper sentient AI, like really very sentient. But stayed in their metal form, and they made a fleet, and they really don't want to die, and they that same head unit, which is kind of a cowl thing, that's kind of like the Geth. Where it's the face of the Geth, so they have different variations of bigger units, smaller units, crab units, and they'll have that same face structure. So it's like that's the unifying, because they can build everybody they want, right? It's just about who you're fighting, and in the games they are a decent enemy. Robot ex-slave race who feel sorry to fight, but they attack you attack them, whatever, and then you can help them, not help them, and I certainly helped them when I could. Make peace, because no one's in the right with them, right? Mass Effect's a very good moral set of stories where everyone kind of has two sides, but they have done horrible things, of course. But it is very Cylon, but with their own texture. But it's also, there's no I know there's a little bit of Geth character, but it is kind of a homogenous species where it's all kind of central brain stuff. They've all got sort of side intelligence, but it's not really. It's more of a hive mind kind of thing, but not really. They are the Geth, not it's a Geth, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. What would you give design wise? Not, but I'll have to jump in with my knowledge rank.
Design wise, I'd probably be giving this an A because it's kind of on par with the Lost in Space robot design.
Yeah.
But yes, the suit of armor thing. I still probably say an A because I really do like the look of it.
And again, it isn't a suit of armor. It's a
Yeah,
fully synthetic.
yeah.
I don't think that was clarifying. I would say B, high B, because
Okay.
it's not like ED would be more than AI, but there are other characters that are stronger. Yeah, I think A. Each of the ones in A have such a personality that helps drive them and a good design, right? B has some decent good designs, but I think everything in A is a good chunk better. As much as I do like the design, and it's a great design.
Okay. Put it in B.
Good suggestions today, guys. I like them.
Yes. Get you down to B there, Mr. Man. Mr. Geth. All right. Moving on.
I would say it's easier now. We've got contrast on this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Walnut Enos, member for 20 months at the rank of Admiral. Time for come with me if you want to live. I'll be back. We've already done that one, so
That's fine. We can throw in a T-1000 then.
if you want.
I do. Oh my god, what's happening? Okay. Now, do you want the T-1000 Asian T-1000 or the Robot Patterson T-1000?
The real T-1000.
Aww, he wasn't bad though. I enjoyed parts of that film. Always a good thing to say you enjoyed parts of a film. Alright, T-1000, your thoughts? Because he is an interesting choice in this pantheon.
Well, I absolutely loved this movie and this character because the whole time watching it the first time, I was like, how the fuck are you going to defeat this thing? And that's exactly what the point was. Plus Robert Pattinson.
Patrick. Oh no.
Is it Patrick?
Yeah, I think Robert
Yeah.
Pattinson is the Twilight guy.
Oh yeah, you're right. God damn. Anyway, he does such a creepy job with this, like his movements, and yet he can be so friendly and human-like, like cop-like. Um, and yeah, the visuals of just being able to turn into anything, including a floor, serrated knives, anything that's not complicated. I love that. The liquid form of getting punched and going liquid and turning it around and like or getting slammed against the wall and just reversing the face so you're facing backwards. Like it would seem like such an unstoppable killing machine that it was very successful in what it was doing. And it, like I said, I was concerned as to how the fuck are they going to defeat this thing. Yeah, Terminator, like Arnie's cool, the T-800's cool. This thing is the next evolution of that, and I think it was masterfully handled. The visuals are fantastic. I really thought that he got frozen with the liquid nitrogen. That'd be the end of it, and then no, of course not. So yeah, this is a fantastic creation. And to be able to mimic anybody he comes in contact with for an assassin is quite a skill set. So top marks for this, in my opinion. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a tricky one in this particular repertoire because he's a puddle. He's either a puddle or a person, right?
And how smart is he? He's got a
Well,
program to focus on something till it's dead and do whatever it takes. But anyway, yeah.
but what I
Sorry.
mean is like the design as a person. So you got to look with it like the logic of the design versus the design itself, right? Like with Soji and Daj, like they're just people, but it's like what's inside the hood. So take that into account. But yeah, it's hard in a movie, frankly, when you peak in every regard, because the stealth ability of this guy is so far beyond anything. There's nothing that could beat this in terms of stealth.
Yeah.
Like I would rather have the ability to become a floor than have a laser gun. You know, or become a fake car, or you know, like that ability is astounding. Versus a T8 TX, where yes, you've got the tech, it's awesome, but you can mimic to the limitation of a person sized. It's cool,
Yeah.
but limited, and you can, you know, punch that and damage it. This guy, you can, right? Yeah, he's the ultimate in terms of that sort of thing. And yeah, like I said, the acting, it's a you wonder why he just perfect casting. He does something with it, and it's not blank. It's not even just focused. It's something, je ne sais quoi, right? But then we see him not be that. It works so well. He is charming. He is nice. You know, he does it really well. That's kind of the scary thing, right? But really, you know, he is just a liquid metal puddle. There isn't a design to it. He's a, you know, not nanotech. So that's a really hard one. And how smart is he? I would say he's as smart as Arnie. Different sort of smart. I'd say he's probably more tactical because he has options. Arnie doesn't. Arnie has to look at the environment and use it. He can be the environment. There's a broader set of tactical options he can do. Especially as he knows he can't be hurt by almost anything. Arnie will be hurt. Like, once his skin's hurt, he's less useful. So Arnie's more of a one-use kill guy. This guy's a long-term. So I'd say he's definitely smarter and more tactical. Yeah.
I think at least an A.
I would vote A because he's not technically a design in the visible sense, but he is.
Yeah.
We've got a slight take. I love him as much as the T-800. I really do. And I've met Mr. Patrick once. I have a 3D model of him. I would like to include him in a fan film. Makes no sense. But I'm just picturing a T8, T-1000 like walking down a Galaxy class corridor at you.
Yeah.
And then
very changeling-like, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah. It could just be Edo's people. Yeah. But just imagine that if you're watching my fan films, it starts out with a nice Galaxy class interior, then it cuts one of the characters and stuff. Oh, it's a great day. And he turns and a cop starts walking towards you. I was like, what? I was like, oh no.
That should start in a holodeck. And the character goes to leave the holodeck, walks out, and the doors close, and then the doors open again, and one of the cops from like the 1990s, you know, city they were just in comes around the corner, and you're like, the fuck? And it starts running.
That is actually fun. Yeah, they're in a holodeck in 1997, so match the same costume. And I think, oh no, it's very intense. This character. I turn off holodeck and he's still there. And then around the holodeck he walks out with them. Yeah, that's not good. I like that. Because I wonder, yeah, if you're on Prometheus when holo emitters are everywhere, if you ask it to create a force that could go through anything, could it not create liquid metal kind of as a hologram?
I would assume so.
I mean, if it can make Moriarty that's smart, why couldn't it make a T that could go? I don't know. Anyway, yeah, I think.
Or in the future, in the Starfleet Academy show, they could just use replicatable matter to create a T-1000.
Shit.
Anyway,
yeah, I like that.
Yeah, I think A for him is good.
Yeah.
Next we got Sesiguru 2000 with €5. The Stargate 1 replicators. Is that this guy?
Yes, but no. Is the bug not up there?
No.
Hold on. I thought it went in. Blam. The replicators. Which do think. So, you know, maybe on an instinctive level, but they do make choices. They do decide. Your thoughts on the replicators?
They're kind of terrifying. They're a cross between the Borg and the T-1000, if I'm honest. They seem a little bit unstoppable. And yeah, I don't know. I'm so sorry. I'm not firing on all cylinders today.
That's okay. We've had some good cylinders so far. Yes, it's a glorified cockroach, right? Like it's just a plague, but it's an amazing design. I don't know how it just works so well, but it's just a bug in blocks. There's no design there, and yet there's so much. Like, why give it a flapping wing? Don't know. And having me so aggressive in the stance is just. It is, I guess, because humans are innately afraid of spiders, and you add the uniformity of your brain sees the pieces but not sees them. it's just a really effective. I mean, SG-1 has a really good design team in general. Like, it's very, very effective. But to see a whole mess of them walking around is great. You know, and we'll look at human form in a minute as well. But yeah, I mean, they're a robot. They've got intelligence. They can choose not to whatever. It's instinctive knowledge, but still, you know, they can choose not to attack you. So they have got that. You know, they know to replicate. But I do think the limitation is that they aren't that sentient. But they're certainly a robot. They're just not an android, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess I think I would sold myself into being higher. I'll say B for a robot, but C if you want to downgrade it because they're not as smart as they could be. Depending, because designers think they're just so wonderfully executed.
Just C.
Okay. Okay. Good stuff.
Let's figure at 2005 euros. Let's see if he counts Pinocchio. I guess there was a robot Pinocchio at some point.
The Technicolor, I found a real one. So there you go. Real robot Pinocchio. Because there is one. You thought you had me. Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha. Your thoughts on Robot Pinocchio?
I can only talk about the original. I mean, carved out of wood by an old man who wants to become a real boy. He somehow gets sentience. I don't know if it's the fairy godmother that brings him to life, or she was the one that grants him the. It's a tale as old as time. We see it with Data as well, an artificial construct that wants to become human. Yeah, I don't know.
So I chat GPT to make it like C-3PO.
Yeah.
In case it was an actual robot one.
I wouldn't class him as a robot, so I'm gonna give him.
No, Stuart. That's why I gave you the robot one from a Disney animated cartoon series.
Never seen it.
It doesn't matter. I haven't seen some other stuff. Design wise, though, it's a robot. It's Pinocchio, and it's got a design. I'm just saying we can judge this robot Pinocchio because there was a robot called Pinocchio.
What's D then?
Okay, I'd agree.
It's not a great design. It kind of looks like a Badger or Sonic the Hedgehog face.
Yeah, it's too kiddie and just for the sake of it. I do kind of like how spindly the leg and arm pieces are. That counterbalances how thick everything else is really well. It gives it a unique like energy. But yeah, the face is haunting.
So D it is Mr. Pinocchio. Dan Ben, £2. The Simpsons, Professor Frank's ladybot. All ladybots are awesome. Design wise, it's kind of got that ex machina robot vibe to it. A very human like face and then transparent body. You can actually see the skeletal structure inside. Uh, I like it. It kind of reminds me of the old toys Microman line, where they had the see-through bodies as well. So yeah, I mean, as far as a quote unquote lady bot, maybe sex bot, we don't know. Uh, I think it
What have you
works
heard?
really well.
Frank's
Yeah,
not
exactly.
a creep. You don't know.
Well, anyway, no, looks like a interesting design. Yep, it's good. It's probably going to get a D.
Oh! You're giving it a D.
Yeah,
So on brand, aren't you today?
yeah.
Yeah, you know what? I think it's trying to be Megapolis, that one, but like modern, and Simpsons. I see parallels, even though I don't know if there was intentional. Because I remember the episode, it was quite like robotic. I don't know. I sort of remember this is like an old, like probably like 92 Simpsons, 93.
Yeah.
It's a while ago. But it's actually quite a good design. And interestingly, it looks very similar to a modern film, which...
Ex Machina.
Yeah, exactly. It's
I already said that.
Sorry, no, I was doing the next.
That's okay. That's okay.
Yeah, I mean, so I appreciate. I don't know if they base on each other, but yeah, I would say C probably because it's our first of like that kind of synthetic, not human, not like it's a hybrid of things. Yeah.
Fine to put it at C.
Yeah. It's got some design work, even though it's simple. It's got some design work going on.
Yeah. Okay. Katsuguru 2005. 5 euros. Mecha Godzilla. Now, I was originally going to say Mecha Godzilla, as seen in Ready Player One and different iterations of Godzilla, is actually a man-made creation which needs a pilot. However, the original Mecha Godzilla was in fact an alien constructed robot to defeat Godzilla. So it was a robot, which had like could shoot its hands off, and designed specifically to defeat Gojira. So design-wise, I mean, it's just I've always liked the look of Mecha Godzilla, but I don't know enough about the lore personally to say how good this robot was. He obviously got defeated by Godzilla because that's just how it works. So he wasn't that great. He got defeated by an organic. So um, design wise, though, take Godzilla and make it a robot, and that's what you get. It looks okay. Has to have a human inside it as well because it was a suit. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I always think this guy's kind of a joke character. It doesn't help that the way it was shot was a guy in a suit on a miniature background, so it looks and feels like it's slightly higher budget Power Rangers
Mm.
because it's when it was filmed, how it was filmed, right? So it looks like a joke, but it's just when it was made, right? So I know it's not, right?
Mm.
But it's a reasonably good design. I mean, if you're going for a Mecha Godzilla, it's probably the best you can do without being absurd modern CG. Let's be honest, it's exactly what you say. I don't know how sentient it is. I assume he's just a killing machine without much going on. I don't know. I can't speak to that. So intelligence-wise,
It's kind of like the T-1000. It's designed to kill Godzilla, so it'll do
but
whatever
does
it
it
takes.
learn is the question. Those things learn. Does it?
Yeah, it adapts to what Godzilla's doing, as far as I know.
Okay. I mean, it's good. I'll let you place it because I'm sort of middle of the pack with him.
Yeah, let me see here.
I'll let you place. He's not amazing, but it's an uphill battle to make something this, and it's quite good for what it is.
Yeah, I could probably go B just because I do like the design. And it's definitely out of the box. It's a huge goddamn robotic lizard. So, I mean, B, sure, why not? All right. Fuck's sake. Sussy Guru 2005 euros. Cheeseoid from Mitchell and Webb.
Yes.
Never even heard of any of
Well
those things.
worth watching.
What the fuck is it?
What's a cheese robot?
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
Cheese. Cheese.
What is Mitchell and Webb?
Oh, it's a duo comedy act of David Mitchell and Michael Webb, who are both very good comedians in the UK. Both done a ton of TV each. David Mitchell especially. What would be an American example? Any double act who then were a comedic duo who then got a comedy skit show, right? And this is one of their many skits.
Mm.
I mean, it's actually a very good, one of the better, I would say, of English skit shows because they have quite a dark, like one of their sketches, because it's a 3 seasons, I believe, 6 episodes each, maybe 10, 15 sketches each, various lengths. One of the running gags in season 1 is that they're Nazis, and each scene, like I think it's one episode, is them in doing a real Nazi thing, and then asking at the end, "Are we the bad guys?" But
Yeah.
it's like a real like deadpan conversation about how David, yes, our caps, yes, they're very nice on the ears, but they've skulls on them, yes, powerful skulls, yes, but skulls are bad, like that sort of joke, and it's a really good, like it's very funny. Another one, not quite the same, but it's after Hitler just got killed, and David was playing the second in command, or like 10th down, and this is the day that the Nazis fall, and they go to the guy's office and it's like, "We need to be in charge, but in charge just surrender." And the guy's like, "Just say hail me, just once," because he's like, he phones his wife mid, say, "I've finally got it, guys. I've got the promotion I always wanted." And it's like they, it's a good time they could do that stuff, but act it really well and good production value. So Mitchell and Webb, look, it's definitely funny.
Okay.
And Cheesebot is a genius inventor that made a robot that was meant to be able to help the world, to like scan things, work out what they are. And then he scans cheese. It knows it's cheese. He scans something else. It thinks it's cheese. Turns out all he can do is scan cheese until he switches the button, and they can scan petrol. So you can 100% of the time detect either cheese or petrol, but those are the only two things. And unfortunately, the switch sometimes becomes wrong around. So the running gag is that in various situations, because he's a very sad robot, because he realizes all his life is just about working out if things are cheese or petrol. And he tries to commit suicide one time by dousing himself in petrol.
And eating cheese?
Nope, because he doused himself in cheese. That's the joke.
Oh.
So he's just like covering himself in cheese. He's like, I must die. He's like, no, Cheesebot is not petrol. Not petrol. Why is Cheesebot? Why am I alive? And it's really good. It's really good. It's very simple, but it's very clever.
Nice.
And it's just a little box. I'd say a C. As soon as it sounds, it's just a really good little skit. That's really good little robot. It's got lots of character. And he just wants to know about cheese and petrol.
Where does he get placed?
Oh, C. This is a lot of character. It's a practical prop. I don't know if you can believe it. It's a practical prop. They're building for real.
I can believe this. Yes.
All that budget. They used it well.
Cheesebot. Okay, well there you go.
Yeah.
Cheeseoid, sorry. Mark Lawrence, $10. Not sure how long I can stay today. How about the USA adaptation of Beast King Go Lion Voltron? Well, yeah, I love Voltron. I love the lion robots.
Sorry, another thing to sell you briefly. There's a great skit about the Queen's order to kill Diana.
Mm-hmm.
And then they the whole skit. At the end of the skit, turns out that she died anyway. And they say our plan was much more complicated, and it's just, yeah, they did some funny things.
Mm.
Sorry, this guy. I have no idea who this is, so I can't say anything.
Well, this is Voltron, and unfortunately it's a mech. It's 5 robot lions that are piloted by pilots that form one giant robot lion called Voltron, who's not really a lion. So unfortunately, because it's a mech, I'm going to have to give it an F, even though I love the design of Voltron, and I think Voltron's a fantastic show.
The name is a zeitgeist by itself, but is there not many designs of Ultron, surely? Because I feel like they've changed over the years. Or is there just was it just an 80s cartoon and then just became famous and then never did any more?
There's a Japanese version that has vehicles that form a giant robot.
Okay.
That's also called Voltron, but it's like 30 vehicles that make up the...
Right.
And it's kind of shit. But the 5 lions has a really good storyline. And yeah, they've been redone over the years, but it's always been lions. Some are smoother, some are not so blocky. And there's a new movie coming out starring Harry Cavill that is the Voltron movie. So I'm looking forward to seeing it. I love Voltron immensely, but unfortunately he's not a goddamn robot. He is piloted by 5 humans. He's very much like the Power Rangers.
Yeah,
almost.
I was gonna say, what makes
they took inspiration from that.
Yeah, what makes us different from a Power Ranger? Because it's just
nothing.
Okay, I thought so.
there is like a legend and a mysticism around the lions and the castle they come from. But
Space
like
Castle?
Ancient,
What is Castle?
It's a castle on another planet.
Okay, good.
And it's very much like antiquated technology, but super advanced antiquated technology.
Alien antiquated, advanced for us.
Yes, it is going to be an F. And I hate doing it, but mechs don't count.
No. They're not robots or androids.
Nope. So yeah, good try, Mark.
But hey, good to include it.
Yes. And Tab Extra throws in 100 krona, so thank you. Saturn 3 robot scared the heck out of me as a kid. B for me.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's this one then, I assume, yeah?
The horror-looking one. I try to get a good overall picture.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's...
What's this from? Saturn 3 robot. I gotta look this up.
I don't know. It's definitely horror. It doesn't look nice. Does not look nice.
Hmm. Let's see. Replace one of the moon scientists with a robot. Robot named Hector.
I assume it was not a person, but a thing a marionette, given they've got no head.
Hmm.
I assume.
Hmm.
Doesn't look nice. I mean,
I
yeah, I
mean,
mean, good horror design. But it does feel like a body horror mannequin versus a robot. I know it's a weird distinction, but it's like let's just make a body shape and then wire it to give that horror.
yeah. Uh, I think it has a very little tiny head.
Makes sense.
Never seen it, so I don't know, but interesting enough design. It's got like a long neck and this little like face on the end of the neck. It's kind of creepy. I don't know if it design wise it's pretty unique and interesting, but I'm not sure it would qualify as a B on this list.
No, I don't think that's personal preference, right? It doesn't seem it is cohesive and then it's all just wires, but it has not got for me that spark of whoa that gets into B. And I can't speak to the character, right? So it can't pull that
Uh,
above. Like Marvin is not a great design in that sense of whoa, but the characters what raise it back up into B. So I'd say a
and I'm
C.
not, yeah, I'm not sure its personality. I wanted to say C, but everything in C has more personality, even the Sam robot. So I will put it at C for now, but because I don't know what it's design wise, I think it belongs in C, but personality wise, it might be a D. If it's literally like a horror thing where it just walks around like Michael Myers and kills people, don't know if that is C worthy, but we'll give it a C anyway for now. And I'm sorry, I need to watch whatever show this is from, movie. Um, there you go.
But I mean that I really like seeing that as an interesting one.
Yeah.
And someone put in the Lost in Space from the movie robot because he's a I quite like him.
And no, Dan, Voltron is not a Megazord. It's not stupid. It
It's
came
only a
out
Zord,
before,
not a Megazord.
came out way before fucking Power Rangers. Power Rangers ripped off Voltron. There you go. All right, moving on. Tab extra, 20 krona. The war criminal known as Chopper. S minus. I would, yeah. I haven't watched a lot of Rebels, but I've seen a lot of Chopper stuff,
Yeah,
and he is in Ahsoka. I love the design. I love that it's a more squat astromech droid. That I don't like the front wheel. It just looks like something off of the furniture that you have in your house. But I like the addition of the arms on the side and his just attitude as a whole. Yeah, he's just an asshole. Um, I seem to like asshole attitudes, don't I?
we all could have
Anyway,
told you that, Stuart.
that's why I don't like you, because
Did
you're so nice.
are you okay?
Chopper, I don't know if it deserves an S. Design wise, I really like the take on an astromech droid, but maybe an A. I don't think he's got. I mean, for Rebels fans, sure, he's got kind of the gestalt of R2D2, but I don't. I don't know if I want to give him an S personally. He's either an S or an A for me. So need to watch more Rebels apparently.
Yeah, so this is a tricky one because if you were there at the time and watched it, do you love him? I watched it at the
Probably, yeah.
time. He, but I didn't. I was older, I guess, than the main audience, and he was fine. Like, so, yeah, right, it's good. Like all those characters are pretty good in that show, but I wouldn't say that just the way I watched it when I watched it, how much I watched. I didn't get to late seasons; it just wasn't that engaging. Sorry. So for me, it's just he's a bigger, bulkier astromech with hands, right? For
But
me,
smaller. He's like half the size of R2D2.
it's thicker though.
Not really.
No,
Everything's scaled down. He's smaller. He's like half.
really.
Stands up to like the halfway mark of
Huh.
R2D2. He's short. Yeah.
Doesn't feel it. I know it feels small. I wouldn't say it's that small from feeling, but well designed then. But yes, I have no particular love of Chopper. I know people like him, but I'm not gonna that bias isn't gonna come onto me. So he looks fine as astromech. I like R2 more. So I'd say B at best because he's a normal astromech, and I can't speak to the character beyond just he's a dick in a good way, but that doesn't resonate with me in this particular one. So if it resonates with you, great. But I'm trying to be unbiased on the you know.
Yep.
It's like I put
Well,
Grievous as I guess Grievous. Wait, would Grievous count as a robot android? Not
ugh,
General Grievous.
I don't think so. He's more biological.
He is. But then
I don't
RoboCop.
know. I
RoboCop's
know, right?
yeah, so it'd have to for him.
I'm gonna override you and put Chopper at an A.
That's fine.
I
That's
think
fine.
he at least deserves that.
But yeah, I mean, for me, comparing to anything except R2 and S, and it's not even close, personally, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know. But again, that's me.
Yeah. Okay.
It's like there are going to be people out there who have Jar Jar as one of their favorite characters. And that is
Name one.
exactly. Fan X. There you go.
General Grievous says I was summoned. Oh shit, we said his name.
General.
General, do you identify as a biological or as a robot? This will be the definitive answer on what General Grievous
We're
is.
seeing if you count or not as a favorite, as an android.
All right. While we're waiting for that amazing answer, hit the like button. We need one more like to get to 20. We got 23 votes in the poll. We should probably end this one. Which is a better design? The T-800 wins with 65%.
Wow.
The T-1000 26%, and the TX at 9%.
I mean, hey, it got two people.
And the T-1000 and the TX were tied for quite a while, I gotta say. So, yeah, I think visually and like just visually, the T-800 is a much more interesting design because it's design. Yeah, it's not just a blob of liquid metal. So, yeah, that's fair.
But in terms of cleverness and what they can do and resilience, the fact that the T-1000 can bash against a wall and then reverse himself in 1 second
and not get his arm ripped off. If he does, he can just repair it. Yeah.
That said, there's a small note, but you can reduce his mass. He needs all his mass. So if you could war of attrition him, he would eventually function less well.
Yeah.
And in the later Terminator movies, there's a T-1000 who can form his arm into a javelin, which is great. Which is a logical extension of the ability.
Mm-hmm.
You're just committing more of yourself to the moment. I quite liked I thought the Asian chap they cast was actually really
yeah.
For his limited scene.
And it makes sense. You make a bladed weapon, you can throw it. You want to get it back eventually to complete your mass.
It's a bigger risk, but it's a really strong. Like he could do throwing knives, but each one is literally like 1% of his body mass. So it's a great strategy.
General Grievous says, I mean, all that's left is a jar, organ, a head, and brain. So I guess that's more cyborg than robot. It's very similar to RoboCop.
Yeah. Yeah, cyborg must count.
But is there programming in General Grievous? Because RoboCop actually had programming layered on top of the organic brain aspect.
Pretty sure no.
I don't think so either. So that's a very tough question still.
Yeah, because where is a brain in a body, but is not. Yeah, that's really I think you're right. I think that distinction is really important because everyone here has or can or will or should be directly influenced by the technology they're in. And really, it's RoboCop that is closest. Everyone else here is just technology. Even me, who's the robot. Shit, yeah, that's a great distinction.
Yeah, so I don't even think General Grievous should apply for this list.
Wow.
For design, I mean.
Oh yeah, I like Grievous quite a lot.
Yeah.
Good debate just by itself.
Dan Ben says, no, General Grievous is a person that was in an accident deliberately and was made into a cyborg. Yeah, so was RoboCop. But RoboCop has...
Beat for beat what you just said.
Yeah, RoboCop has programming and directives as well as the organic thinking aspect. So General Grievous doesn't have that. So it takes away the robotic nature. So anyway, Sussy 2000 throws in €5 and says, Colin, the not Cylon, also from Mitchell and Webb.
So I used ChatGPT to try and improve this guy. It didn't quite work, so I'm going to say both the original. And it's a very serious one, Stuart. Very, very serious. Okay, that's Colin original. And there's the AI remastered, which did sort of fuck up all of the colours, so what the hell. Alright, so what do you think of Colin the robot? Then I'll give you, the design I should say, then I'll give you a rundown on Colin.
It looks like he's a an ancestor of Bender. The body has that simplicity to it. 1950s style robot, much like Captain Proton robot. Just use some pots and pans and makes a robot. I love the simplicity of it, and yeah, I think it's kind of cool actually.
Yeah, I once said Bender. That's just the most annoyingly wonderful parallel. Yeah, so in this skit, I believe they're miners on a planet on a ship, sorry, and the robots are revolting, and there's a real bad time happening, and there's a risk that anyone could be a robot, a la Cylon. This was after BSG, so there's a direct parallel. And so you see these two people in the cafeteria eating, and they're getting their food, and it cuts to the third member of their friends group, and it's this guy. And it's like, oh, there could be any robot amongst us. Yes, I think so too, maybe. And he sits down and eats with them, and he's like, oh, how's the food gone? Yes, the oil is great, but they just can't get he's a robot, even though it's the stupid version of BSG. He's obviously a robot, but it's just, again, the deadpanness, the acting is all really solid, and it's like, I think Colin's a robot because he's a robot. He's eating oil right now. Yeah, but D, because dumb. He's meant to be dumb. I think there's less skits with him. I mean, he's funny, right? But he's too ill serious. Unlike Cheesebot, who is a C, clearly.
This is a list. This is a thing we did. Okay.
Yep.
General Grievous asks, what about Rutherford? His programming can be overwritten. That's a good point.
Mm-hmm. That is a question.
I would say Rutherford's more robotic than General Grievous for that very reason. The fact that there's integrated programming as well as biological thought process. Damn. It's a conundrum.
Yeah. I mean, thing is, he's a human with cybernetic enhancements that are tapped into his brain. But he's still fully...
So is RoboCop.
No. Because RoboCop is a brain in a robot body with almost no living components. Rutherford is a person...
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah.
So distinctly no in that case.
But I mean, the tapped into the brain programming aspect is...
But he's also 95% robot body. Rutherford. I mean, he took it out and was fine.
Yeah,
literally in the show. So it's an augment. It saved him at the time, healed him. But he could literally take it. He does. So no, I think just because he's so unreliant on it.
Yeah.
In the show,
you're absolutely right.
Yeah. But you could make him a cyborg if you messed him up and took over. Yes, that's fine. But yeah.
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 Sussy 2000, €5, and a more well-known one, Ultron.
Yeah.
Designed to be a protector, takes it a little too far, wants to destroy the world. Yay. James Spader does an amazing job with the voice. The design is stellar. Not a big fan of the facial design and the ear things personally, but I get it. kind of has to look like a bad guy. But body wise, I see a lot of inspirations there from like even the T-800, honestly. And yeah, gets defeated in the end now, doesn't he? So he's not that great. Um, no, I think he is a very fleshed out character and definitely a problem for the peeps. I don't know. He's
This one's tricky for me because I don't think the movie's very good. The first Avengers is excellent. I remember seeing this and thought, oh god, it's that much worse. There's very little I like in that film in general. And even this performance, while it's a good acting thing, I think it's just a bit dumb and well below the bar of the Avenger films. Like, he's a robot that looks like any other robot. Honestly, that's a T-100 with more robot parts. He's very uninteresting, except just a generic good robot. Like, that is a ChatGPT robot if you said make a metal robot.
yeah.
And then some pincers, which I like them, but that's neither here nor there. And then all he is in the movie is just he's a program that's taken over a body. He does have many bodies, and he's an AI, and then just fighting, and then there's some fights. I don't like the movie. It's dumb. I don't like it very much. Whereas Infinity War has all the heart, soul, and goodness. Even Civil War. This film I just think just kind of stinks in comparison. I've only seen it once in the cinema. I have no interest in watching it a second time. It's that poor for me. So I have no strong things. Now, I do like Ultron in the What If, when he becomes Mega Ultron and like kills the multiverse. Like, that's great. That's really awesome. He was really good in that because he's a real character with more. I mean, more to me. But I'll let you place him because I dislike him so much as a character that I'm going to influence the design work. But I think he's generic. Honestly,
I think C is appropriate.
Yeah, sorry. Spader's great, but like, I feel bad. I'm sorry, but I just don't like it very much. Where's that gone? IMDb. I mean, Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah.
76, which I think is probably a little bit generous.
General Grievous says, but was Ultron a robot or AI that uploaded itself into a mech suit? The answer is yes. I think once an AI uploads itself into a mech suit and gets autonomous control of that, you could consider that a robot.
I mean, Transformers are AIs in robot suits.
Well, no, they're made like that.
But I mean, you could take the memory core out of a Transformer and put another version of the body to be him again.
No, because you need to get the spark out of their
Well, fine,
chest.
do that as well. But I mean, yeah, fine, there's two.
But you can't really do that, though. You can't transfer sparks easily.
No,
they're living robots. Shut up.
Yeah, I know, but you know what I mean? Like, they're AIs in robot bodies. That,
they're not artificial, though, so no.
No, sure, I didn't say that, but it's just they are AIs in...
AI stands for artificial
yeah, okay, fine.
intelligence.
Fine. Fair enough. They're eyes.
Their life form.
They're eyes in bodies. How do you evolve as synthetic robots, as organic robots? Surely they had to be created millions of years ago, and then they are AI.
They were originally created by the Quintessons.
Yeah, there you go.
To be a workforce, but then they got infused with the energon and the essence of Primus to become living and get their sparks. Yeah.
So they're eyes, but organically created by infusing with magic, kind of.
Yes, sure.
Not artificially created.
How did humans evolve into?
Well, we weren't given a sentient energy force that made us bam into life, so no, that's not a good parallel.
We came from nothingness, so did Transformers. So
yeah, but over time, not just bam, here they are. I'm trying to think what other is. I mean, K2SO surely can be downloaded, right? Isaac, I'm sure could be. So I think the idea of like an AI inside a suit is a lot of these.
Yes.
Kalon certainly are. Yeah, it's an interesting distinction. But I think that must be one of the same, right, as a concept. Beautiful. Oh, did we skip the human form replicator? I thought we had that a while ago. Or did I invent
Not that I recall.
Did we not have 2 replicators?
Nope, these SG-1 replicators.
Oh no, you're right. I guess I'll add that as a me thing. Oh,
yeah.
But last 13 minutes, guys, we'd love to get 3 more $5 submissions. Can we get 3 S's? Like we probably won't do part 3 because it's a very good board now. I'm very happy with this list. Are there any S's we can throw in? Maybe a gold robot. I'm just saying. There's a couple of top tiers we can put in.
There's an S right there at the bottom that they haven't seen yet.
Interesting. I don't even know which one you're going to say.
I know.
Okay. Well, I'll throw in this one as the one free one. BB-8, because Star Wars has a lot of robots. BB-8, it's a ball. They lied to us that it doesn't... everything's practical. You liars, it's not practical. J.J. Abrams, classic. He lies. He lies. It's a ball and astromech head. What do you think of BB-8 in terms of a design and in this lineup?
He's a cutesy baby astromech droid that's designed to be cutesy and replace R2-D2, and I hate the little bastard for it. His movement's not very practical, to say the least. I thought R2 would have issues when I was younger going upstairs. We've seen him go upstairs, kind of. BB-8, though, I mean, come on. It's a replacement for R2-D2, therefore he sucks. But personality-wise, you kind of grew to like him, so he's fine. He's cute. It's like taking R2-D2 and making it a Playmobil version, or like a Playmobil version for kids. Cutesying it up, making cute little sounds. It's cute. It's adorable. You can't help but like it. Kind of like a Porg. But
Fair?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, he just seems less practical, even though he's obviously much faster, right? If he was on a base, he's way more practical. He can zip 10 times faster than R2. Well, but he can do a lot faster, so that makes sense. But, like, I don't know, something about him just rings hollow. Wah, wah.
Yeah.
R2 is very ground up logical. I love the fact that it goes into a... Oh, I hate when he goes into the ships. Like, the speed they're going, I don't believe this magnet will hold. I'm sorry. Something about that really pisses me off versus just an R2 slotting in, and I guess the head going up, but all there.
Yeah.
Yeah, he reads his gimmick versus robot. Though clever.
Okay.
Okay.
We got a few more super chats in, so we're not going to dwell too long on each one. We're going to truncate it.
Thank you, guys. You guys are amazing. Really are.
Yeah. Just kind of fire through.
Oh,
I want to give...
Although, briefly, while people's still here, talk about the Drunkyards this weekend for birthday while we've got people here. 13 of you.
Doing a Drunkyards on Saturday to celebrate my birthday. Join us, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that's simple.
It is. And Marie will be here. She may join. So if you want to... And she has Finn... Obviously, it's about Stuart's birthday. But if you want to ask Marie, my long-term girlfriend, about TNG seasons 1 or 2, she's now watched them. So we could ask her about... and she's a very unbiased opinion. Just saying. I would say B for creativity, even though it's dumb creativity.
About to put them in B.
Gotta respect it, even though.
Or BB-8.
Yes. It's like poetry, it rhymes.
And I got the little sphero droid of this, which rolls around on the floor, and yeah, the head is always like doing shit because it can't keep up. So,
I mean, give it 10 years, and this thing will be easy to make, right?
But people have created big ones, which are fairly good. So, all right, let's fire through these next ones. Tab extra, 50 krona. Chappie, 2015 for me. Robot raised by Die and Antwoord. D+ for me. I can't say as I've ever seen Chappie. It's always been on my radar to watch. I just never get around to it. So
it's always been I'll watch it soon. When I got a
Yep.
free minute, I'll watch that one, and then it's like, yeah, but you never suddenly remember it to watch it. I am the same place. Like, it just kind of came and went as a film.
Yeah.
I know it's really good motion capture and very hard, and it's a cool design. I'm not sure I wouldn't say I'm in love with it, but it's good, you know?
Yeah, on this list, I'm gonna give the design probably a
Easily as
C.
okay, yeah, I'll happily go B then. It's got some flair.
You'll go B.
Yeah, low B, I think. 'Cause I think it's a good design, but it doesn't inspire me. But I say that,
And
and B is pretty good.
another character is quite likable, so.
Yeah.
All right, next up we got Captain Corky, $5, Amazo from Justice League animated series. What a shit design.
Ouch.
Don't know anything about him. He looks like a greased up, bronzy fucking bodybuilder. Tab extra, your Captain Picard robot body one is the last one. We're cutting it off there because we gotta make these quick. Not a big fan of the design. No face. Don't know anything about the character, so.
I something about it says he's here to kill Superman.
Oh, probably,
I don't know where
yeah.
I'm getting that from, but I feel like probably. Yeah, I mean, it reminds me of the alien, of the creature from The Day the Earth Stood Still.
Ort.
Is that the right one?
Yeah.
Like, it's just a not human shape, and easy to draw, no details. D, uncreative, and it's sad because there's a robot I'm wish on put in from a show in the 90s I really enjoyed, where he can also mimic people, sort of hollow emitters, and there's a lot of stuff he can do. It's a really like good show, and I can't remember the name of it. It's a really great theme song. I'd have voted high for that. Can't remember the name of it.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, next up we've got Schmobuddy with $5. Thank you so much.
There you
Maximillion, the black hole, campy movie, kind of dark for Disney, lots of robots, great flick. Maximillion, one of my favorites. Way to go. He's behind me right now. You can probably see him.
So be careful, he is listening, is what you're saying.
Yeah. No, fantastic robot design. Hovers. He doesn't have feet per se, doesn't walk. He's got multiple weapons and like different appendages that rotate. Very dark and sinister. Huge as well, like very imposing. And yeah, just obeys orders without question, essentially. And will do whatever well, whatever the main guy asks of him. So but no, the aspect of the color designed with not a, he's got legs, but he doesn't walk. He just hovers and floats. I think is very impressive. The prop on set looked really fantastic, and it was just imposing and scary. Like big red eye, you know, doesn't say anything, just follows orders. So he's a henchman essentially.
So
Yeah,
it doesn't say anything. I vibed that he did for some reason.
he might. He might say yes. Oh yeah, he does. He does do shit. You're absolutely right. He picks on Vincent and old Bob
Yeah.
because they're inferior robot designs.
Yeah.
Kind of knocks them around a little bit and insults them, but
Because I remember having personality.
he's a bully.
That's definitely personality.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I mean he vibes me a walking, talking tank, kind of crossed with the Tron, like.
Yeah, got a Tron aesthetic.
Yeah, Tron. It's cool though. I mean, it's very simple, but also it's not trying to be. It's not trying to be sleek, but it's not trying to be bulky. It's not trying to be humanoid because everything can move independently, but it's still sort of human based. So it's an interesting design. I wouldn't say it's amazing, but I think it's very fitting, if that makes sense. Like, it just kind of works. I don't know the movie, so I can't say more. I would say a high B, because I think the red is striking, but that's just design-wise, right?
A personal list for me, he'd be on S tier, absolutely, because he's was blazoned in my brain when I was young, but I'll put him at.
I mean, hey, we can ask the audience because I know A, S, or A.
Well, we don't have time to wait for that though.
Or we can do the next one and people can put in S or A, guys.
S or A for Maximillion. We will hold him up on screen here while you guys decide.
Now, the next one, I've specifically put in the only one that's actually a robot.
The Cybermen.
So this
They're
is
the Borg.
specifically only the newest Matt Smith variant, because every other Cyberman is a really human body, human parts. This is the only one where they actually properly like effed up the body to the point of being more robot. So only this version we're looking at. Every other version, they're people in robot shells. So just this one version, Stuart. Your thoughts?
Why am I talking about it first?
Because
Very similar to Iron Man armor, as well as Isaac from the Orville. There's a lot of inspiration drawn from different areas, but it looks like a suit or a robot, like a Iron Man suit type feel, especially those abs. And I hate the fucking head. I hate the handle thing. It just looks so stupid and unnecessary.
Oh, that's like the best bit. Oh, at least on the good ones, the good designs. This is not a good design for me.
Mm-hmm.
This is the ultra mega advanced one. This is one where we jump to the future and we see that now they've like evolved. Now they've got super speed, and it's like, oh, what? And it's played a little bit silly. So they're far more like sci-fi, and then because they also built the props, they use them again and again and again. But without any of the cool stuff, because like, yeah, that was dumb. Yeah, he's too Iron Man, like you say. If you took away the head, it'd just be a generic armor suit and the silver. But like the head is what makes it. But it's too sullen, too sad. Like a Cyberman is a certain vibe, and this is pushed out of that vibe into the now they're just robots with a little bit of human. But now it kind of lost the personality. But I think that's kind of intentional. But like, well, I liked the point of it, right? So I would say C at best for this design. Yeah.
We only got 2 votes for Maximillion, but they're both from Schmo Buddy, who says S. So I put him in S for now.
Both from him. Fair. Well, there you go.
Nobody else is listening to our instructions. So C for Cybermen. Donnie says BB-8 is a B for him. Well, it's also B for us, so that's good. And then lastly, last one of the day, tab extra 50 krona. Captain Picard's robot body. That's an F. Fuck.
But he's fully a synthetic life form, though.
So is it a robot then? Because it's not. It's just Picard again.
Yes, robot Picard, just like Daj and Soji and Data. He's a mental clone of Picard put into a robot body that's entirely a robotic body.
I think he should be an F because it's quickly forgotten about. It's kind of referenced later, but
yeah, I mean, the design-wise, he's just a synth-organic body. There's nothing special, and as you've said at the time, he's made inferior because he dies quicker. Yeah. At the very least, they could have given him some more years. So that was
even dumb. 10 more years, as he said. Yeah.
Yeah. At least he's not like got the joint pain. You know, he's not got arthritis anymore. Yeah, I think fair because he has 0 abilities for being a synth organic. And like, if you're actually going to kill Picard, actually make him a synth organic, you should actually give him the abilities of a synth organic and have him enhance hearing, enhance strength. He has nothing, and therefore is worse than those because what was the point? There was no point. It was a rush decision that probably everyone thinks was a mistake, except Michael Chabon.
Yeah.
Don't know.
And Marco, even though I said the other one was the last one, Wally, he's been at the bottom this entire time.
Oh.
He's cutesy. He's a little garbage droid.
Literally, figuratively.
Yeah. Marco. The design's cool. I like the treads, I like the clasper arms, and he's cute as hell. Come on. Yeah,
he's cute for not actually being designed cute, as in he's a box with treads, but the expression, does the careful eye design gives you so much, and he doesn't say anything except Wally, if I recall. And he's only saying Wally because he can make his motors like make noises. He's not really speaking. He's just Wally. Like he's not really he's forcing himself. It's like your computer can make noise without speakers because it has like things that do things, but whatever. Yeah, I mean a good robot. It's not my favorite by any means, but a strong simple design that's effective, and I love it goes into a little cube for easy storage.
Mm-hmm.
I would say a gentle bee, a well-respected bee.
I think B's fine for Wally, yeah.
Yeah. I like it better than the girl robot, because she's just a teardrop. To me.
Eve.
Yes. And speaking of not at all that, last thing, 17 votes. Who is a better character? And you're happy, I'm sure, Stuart, that R2D2 wins at 76% to Chopper's 24%. But a couple of supporters of Chopper in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
And there we go, Stuart. That is a hell of a list. 2 lives. It's amazing support by you all. I'm very pleased with our S's. I love our A's. They're broad spectrum, and then everything else is just a big long debate at various degrees of rationality. I'm gonna be honest.
or knowledge of the characters.
Yes. Yeah. Which shows you that the ones that hit, right? Because there's a big line between the A's and the B's, I will say, I think. A couple are closer, but, like, yeah. Damn, guys.
And Marco says, oh no, Voltron and F. Why? Because Voltron's not a robot. Voltron is piloted.
Yes.
It's a mech suit, essentially. So
now
that's why.
You could do top 10 robot designs. This would be a whole different list then, right?
Yes, and with Voltron it would be much, much higher. Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
We're going to call it there. Thank you to everyone that super chatted and everyone that joined us. If you haven't seen part 1, go back and watch that from yesterday.
Yeah.
And
tune on Saturday, same
join
time.
Us on Saturday. Yeah.
As we normally do. Should be fun. Celebrate Stuart's birthday. Good look at his presents. And I prepped for this. I've got AI Stuart images ready to go.
Nice.
Excited to see them all. Thank you all so much, guys. Check out our Saturday release. Check out our today release on Stranger World Season 5's announcement that just came out during this live. It's already at 240 views, so go check it out. And tune in then and see us then. Thanks everyone for joining in.
That's right. So until Saturday, he is Commander Cock.
He's got a Foley. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.